Let's get into the big breaking news, my friends. Ladies and gentlemen, from timcast.com, Jussie Smollett found guilty on first 5 counts of felony disorderly conduct, not guilty on count 6. Former Empire actor has been found guilty. Deliberations lasted just over 9 hours, with the jury delivering the verdict Thursday evening around 6:15 p.m. Smollett was acquitted on count 6 of felony disorderly conduct, which refers to the defendant reporting to Detective Robert Graves on February 14, 2019, about 2 weeks after the incident, that he'd been the victim of an aggravated robbery. All other charges were related to the events that took place on January 29, 2019. As it stands, Judge James Lynn will have the discretion in imposing a concurrent or consecutive sentence for Smollett on each count at a later date. A disorderly conduct charge for false crime report is a class 4 felony, which means it is punishable by up to 3 years in prison and a $25,000 fine. Smollett took the stand and testified before the jury that he'd never lied to the police and denied orchestrating the attack on himself. However, it goes a little bit beyond just that. According to one report we covered the other day, the prosecutor in the closing arguments accused Smollett of perjury. Many different news outlets and columnists said, sure does look like Smollett just perjured himself. So he may try to get out of this one somehow. He's going to try and appeal, but he could get charged with perjury now. Now, as for prison time, I don't know what you guys, I don't think it'll happen. I think he's going to get a slap on the wrist. They're going to be like, we've got too many political allies. He's super wealthy. What, he'll pay a fine and then he's disgraced? Is that all we're going to get out of this? Or we cross our fingers, hope he goes to jail?
Well, I mean, was anyone concerned that, I saw that, for example, BLM came out with a statement basically saying, we support his position here, which I thought was fascinating because this is, I still remember the police chief, coming out and saying, we spent 200 hours on this wild goose chase. This is a, horrible. We can't do this, right? This is, you never see police chiefs coming out and sort of, basically saying this guy's guilty, et cetera, et cetera. You just don't see it. It was so open and shut. And what did the prosecution, what were they thinking putting together this particular, the defense, I mean. What was the defense thinking putting together this defense?
Did you see their defense? Did you see what they tried to do?
Yeah.
Like accuse the judge of lunging at you, then demand a mistrial over not being allowed to cross-examine properly, which was bunk, and then nearly crying and running out of the courtroom with your mother. That's quite literally what one of the defense lawyers for Smollett did.
Yeah, the BLM comment is big that you mentioned earlier because it was a BLM leader, Melina Abdullah, who said that Black Lives Matter stands in solidarity with Jussie Smollett because we could never believe the police. Now, I believe also Blair White had a very interesting comment about this. She said, poor Smollett, I hope he doesn't beat himself up over this, which I thought was very fitting. There's also a lot of jokes about the Jussie being squeezed. But, this sends a message to a lot of people. If you try to divide this country, if you fake a hate crime, there's going to be some ramifications for it. What are those ramifications? Is he going to get probation? Is he going to have to pay a heavy fine? Is he going to go to jail? Well, we're only going to see, because I think that's up for the judge to decide, not the prosecutor, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's the judge. I believe the judge will issue sentencing. It's not going to be the prosecutor.
Yeah.
But whether he goes to jail will be interesting. So he's got 5 felony counts. I believe they're 5 felony counts, each with 3 years. And the judge could be like, that's 15 years, buddy. I really doubt that.